Boom. Hey guys, James and I are at one of the CGV movie theaters, little library section. So we just got done watching Intimate Strangers. This is apparently a remake of maybe an Italian film. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it follows it very closely, but basically just the premise of this movie, it's almost entirely a dinner party. It's one dinner party of a group of friends who really haven't seen each other in a long time. There is something a little bit special about this dinner party.
Right, which is that one of the friends suggests that throughout the whole dinner that everyone is going to leave their cell phones on the dinner table, and any phone call, text message, email, Kakao Talk message, what have you, that they receive via their cell phones needs to be revealed to everyone else at the dinner table. So they're pretty much completely exposing themselves, and that's when things start to get interesting. And some of the members at this dinner party might have secrets that they might not want exposed to the others. So that's the basic premise.
And secrets do they have? This movie really kind of started off very lighthearted, just felt like a dinner party, dinner party kind of movie. Very, very fun atmosphere overall. Very warm, got some cooking scenes, just some friends, little reuniting. 3 couples and 1 single at the party. And the 3 couples are married couples.
Right. Well, I guess I'll just talk about my overall experience with this movie. I was surprised as to how much I enjoyed this movie. I would say it's probably one of the better Korean film experiences that I've had this year. I thought it was consistently funny throughout. It's not like, the humor isn't like too over the top, like slapsticky or anything like that. It's actually I would say pretty decent situational comedy. And I was also surprised to how the dramatic weight and a lot of the emotional beats I wasn't really expecting, but the movie itself touches on a lot of relevant social issues that have to do with marriage, parent-child relationships, and it even touches on aspects of homosexuality. And yeah, so the movie took me to a lot of places that I wasn't expecting at all. So I was pleasantly surprised with this film.
Wow, this movie was more than just enjoyable. Like you said, it does touch on, a lot of actual serious topics, and it presents them in a very, it's in a fun way that we can laugh about, but it also takes itself pretty seriously in some parts, and it felt like not unnecessarily. Like it did bring just good attention to some of these important things. But yeah, the theater that we were in, a lot of people were laughing. I think there was someone behind us, a little bit sniffing and a little bit sad towards some scenes as well.
There are definitely some emotional parts.
When these secrets start to be revealed, it gets, very entertaining and juicy, because you're almost cringing along with the characters, as some of them have some very private secrets. And I thought it was interesting too, once the secrets started coming out, it almost seemed like, wow, it's the guys seem kind of sleazy, the guys seem like they have all these secrets, and then the girls' turn started coming in. So they also have their own sides to it, and they all have different degrees of secrets, but it was pretty evenly spread through all of them.
I think the basic conceit of the movie is that it touches on the fact that none of these characters, either male or female, or none of them are actually squeaky clean. Like everybody has some type of secret or dirty past that they're trying to hide from even the people that are closest to them. Yeah, and I didn't think that a lot of these big reveals, none of it felt too forced. I mean, there might have been a few things here and there that felt a little bit heavy-handed, but I would say for the most part, a lot of it came across pretty naturally, I would say. And I was surprised that the one thing that I was concerned about going in was that maybe this comedy might be a little bit too over the top, and like it might be a little bit too outrageous. Some of the reveals might be too ridiculous, but I think the movie held back pretty well in that sense. So yeah, I thought all of it was pretty well balanced in terms of the comedy, the drama, all that. I would say it was a pretty well thought out, well structured, well balanced movie.
Very well balanced in terms of the comedy and drama. Loved all the characters, really, and to make it that engaging for as long as the movie is, as it pretty much entirely takes place inside one apartment, and more particularly around the dinner table. For the conversations and the dialogue to be so, flowing and just everything moves at a good beat.
Especially the dialogue between the characters at the dinner table. It all seemed pretty natural. Like none of it felt too like scripted and robotic or forced or anything like that. So I thought that was pretty cool too.
Yeah,
they all seemed to be kind of riffing off of each other, all the actors. How would you categorize this? Would you? Because it's not like a full-on comedy. I would say it's more of like a.
I would call it a dramedy.
Yeah, it became more more akin to like a dramedy towards the end.
Right.
But there are definitely segments that are just full-out comedy.
Oh yeah. I mean, if the movie ended 30 minutes earlier, I would say just it's a comedy, but it did decide to kind of go that extra step and really bring a new layer to it that, it's can be looked at as quite serious and enjoyable overall. So, yeah, very kind of multi-genre there.
One of the things I was curious about is that some of the humor in like a Korean film, it might not totally register with like a Western audience such as yourself. So I was just wondering how did all the humor work for you? All the comedy?
I think pretty much all the comedy worked for me. I don't know if I've been Koreanized in some ways just by living here for a while, but unless I just missed the dialogue or I didn't understand something completely, I felt like I was really laughing along with most of the people in the audience. Sometimes in Korean comedies, I find myself laughing at the parts that no one's laughing at, and I'm alone in the theater, but this one really felt like we were all laughing together, and nothing was really too specifically Korean in this.
Yeah, I would agree. Usually, I mean, the reason I asked that was because usually when it's the other way around, when it's like, an American comedy to a Korean audience, when it's something as like pop culture heavy or something that's really like heavy on like the references, it might go over the heads of a lot of Korean audiences. So I was thinking maybe like this could have the same problem for you.
I was actually worried about that going in, just knowing that it was going to be a very dialogue-heavy dinner conversation type movie. Exactly. And so I was telling you, like, you might have to explain some of the stuff to me because it could have been a little bit too intricate. It was situational comedy that I think everybody can relate to.
Oh, yeah. Sure. I would say if there is anything that I disliked about this film, where I felt that some of like the reveals seemed a little bit forced and possibly out of place, and there were a couple moments like that where things felt a little heavy-handed. Some of the music choices were kind of a little bit too in your face and trying to beat you over the head with, trying to make you feel certain types of emotions. But I would say besides that, for the most part, I don't really have any huge complaints about this movie overall. I thoroughly enjoyed it a lot, and I would recommend you guys go check it out and see it.
Definitely check out Intimate Strangers. I think it's one of the best Korean comedies that's been out, and I would probably rate this movie an 8 out of 10.
I was going to give it the same exact score, an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, highly recommended. So this is a great one, I think, going into the holiday seasons. Maybe a good Thanksgiving movie for everybody. So check it out. Great acting all around. Just solid.
Yeah, thumbs up for me. I would say this is definitely one of the better theater experiences that I've had in Korea this year so far. There's been a lot of duds this year. It hasn't been the best year for Korean movies. So I'm really happy to say that I really enjoyed this one a lot. So.
Yeah, we were laughing out loud in several scenes. Sure. All right, guys, check it out. Perfect Strangers. Intimate Strangers. That's the Korean name.
Actually, that is the literal translation of this title. 완벽한 타인 would be Perfect Stranger. So yeah, you know how it is when it comes to these.
They didn't want to confuse it when people did internet searches for okay. So the English title's a little different, but same thing. All right, check it out, guys. Until next time, I'm Tyler.
I'm James.
All right, keep watching movies.